All right, this is your man Sir-Earl coming at you. Like I said, I can't say live. I've been warned against that by one of my guys. Um, Today is, I'm going to post this a little bit early. Today is Friday, January 31st. And it's just, because I don't write scripts down about my podcast, it's just some things that's been going through my mind that I wanted to address today. Had a little time, so I figured I'd do it today. I am asking people, like I said, those who are taking in my podcast, downloading, I very much appreciate it. And so this week, what I'm doing this week is I'm offering something free to anyone from California. It's totally free, no postage, no nothing. I'm going to send you something absolutely free. I want the first listener that gets this, or all the listeners from California that gets this podcast, to email me. The email is it's my world, the number one, okay, podcast, podcast @gmail.com. Once again, that's it's my world one. Make sure you put the apostrophe in, else I'm not going to get it. My world one at it's my world one podcast @gmail.com. Send me an email. Let me know which podcast you listen to, what it meant to you, what did you get from it. And I'm going to send you a gift absolutely free. So I ask anyone to do that. It's my world one at podcast @gmail.com. So today, what I wanted to cover today is this, I'm quite sure the world knows by now, is the death of Kobe Bryant. One thing is that I wanted to say is, I feel sorry for definitely the loss of anyone is great, but like I read earlier, if it was not for Kobe being on that helicopter, we probably would have heard a lot less about it. And regardless of that, regardless of him being a great NBA player, you have his wife that lost her husband and also lost a child. That's a double whammy. It's very, very, very difficult. People die every day, so I try not to make such a great deal out of death. It's something I've been around my whole life, and I've had a lot of close people to me pass away. So that's not to make light of it. That's not to say that it's not meaningful to someone, but let's keep it all in context. Kobe was someone's father. She has 3 more kids, and he was someone's husband. So the thing that I'd like people to take from this particular situation, okay? A lot of people are they're crying and grieving as if they knew Kobe Bryant, which most of them didn't. Very rarely did they. I have a good friend, Kendall Gill, who played 15 years in the NBA. He knew Kobe very well. And it hit him very hard because it was a good friend of his. And, therefore that person has a right to grieve because they knew this individual. There are millions of people that barely even knew this guy, that he didn't know you, you didn't know him, but yet there's still grieving. I understand it makes an impact on people's lives, but it was like one of my clients asked me, as everyone knows, that one of my favorite musician or artists is Prince. And so when Prince passed away, they were like, "Oh, are you going to go to Minneapolis and visit his memorial service at his complex and hang a wreath?" What the hell no. You know what I mean? I didn't know this guy. I mean, I admired his music, and I still admire his music even to this day. So that being said, people that I believe that everyone was put on this earth by a higher power to affect, inspire, and to learn things from people, especially people that see greatness. Kobe knew at a young age, at 17, what he wanted to do with his life, so he spent his whole life doing that. Most of us at 17, we don't have a damn clue of what we want to do with our life. We're still experimenting. We're still trying to find out where we fit in. We're still trying to find our purpose. He was born, his father played professional basketball. he wasn't born with the greatest talent. He just worked very, very, very hard. So the lessons that I learned, I have several friends or people that I know that play in the NBA. My cousin plays for Minnesota, Jordan Bell. He played for Golden State. He came out of Oregon. And, you know, none of them that I know have the work ethic of a Kobe Bryant, and Kobe got that work ethic from Michael Jordan. And one of the things that I took from his death is the same thing that I took from his life. I was inspired by the fact that these lessons: one, have a dream; two, have a purpose; three, spend every day like it's your last day on earth, because one day it may be, and work towards your dream, your goal, and your purpose. And one of the things that he did, that Kobe did, Kobe worked towards his potential. Not his competition was other players, but he was already better than everybody else. But to work towards your potential is a never-ending journey, because every day that you wake up, you have to look and say, is there something else I could do to get better? As a basketball player, as a trainer, as a business owner, as a football player, as what Tom Brady has done, it's a constant quest to seek perfection. You will never reach perfection, but to seek it, to get up every day and to work towards that, and look in that mirror and ask yourself, what can I do better today than I did yesterday? The problem with that is more people they live their life precariously through these superstars and these people that are adorned around the world by millions of people, and they only dream of, wow, if I could play like Mike, or if I could play like Kobe, that would be great. Well, you don't really understand that these people have worked really, really hard. So I always try to get the message across that instead of living through other people's work, find out what's your purpose and spend your life working hard towards that purpose. And then you are emulating and paying homage and paying honor to people who have achieved their greatness. Kobe wanted to be the greatest basketball player. He achieved it. He came in the league at 17. And I don't know if a lot of people remember, but Kobe sucked when he came in. But he learned every summer for 20-something years. He worked very, very hard on his game. Where everybody was out spending millions of dollars and taking vacations and chasing women and partying at clubs, Kobe was working to become better, and that's why he became one of the greatest players to ever play the game. Some people's dream is to make it to the NBA. Others people's dream is to last in the NBA. But you have certain players, Magic, Bird, Jordan, Kobe, their goal was to win championships. And with Michael and Kobe, their goal was to be the greatest that ever did it. Kobe came close. I don't think he was greater than Michael Jordan. Only because Michael Jordan has more championships, to me, in my opinion. Everybody has a different opinion. But I do believe he was the greatest in his era. But he learned from Jordan. That was to work hard, and your goal, your standard, your thing that you shoot for is championships. It wasn't just to play and to make some money like a lot of players do today. Their goal is to get in the NBA, last, make money. Whereas their goal was, they didn't care about the money. They wanted to win championships and be remembered as some of the greatest players that ever lived. And that being a goal of mine as a business owner, trainer, and bodybuilder, you realize it's a very, very hard and daunting task, because you're trying to be better than people that set a very high standard that are no longer even here. And you've got to outdo that in all aspects to be known as the greatest that ever lived. So it's a daunting task. It's not saying that I'm gonna meet this guy, I'm gonna score more points than him, my team will win more games than his. That's challenging, but it's not the same as wanting to be the greatest that have ever did this. that is a hard and daunting task. And one of the things that Kobe Bryant said was he never wanted to retire and wonder if I did everything possible to become the greatest player that I can be. And his answer to that was yes. I mean, he won 5 championships. Some people never even go to the finals. He won 5. And he feels that he fulfilled his potential. And what I would urge people to do is to look at and take an example from that. Because of the fact that we were all born to do something special, find your purpose and work every day hard. Work hard. I see people now that say they work hard, but yet they go out on the weekend, they take vacations, they party, they do this, they do that. Whereas no one in my space will ever outwork me, because while you're out doing those things, I'm working to get better. I am looking at things and ways that I can get better at doing it. That's one of the reasons in this profession, the average time span is 3 to 5 years. I've been at this is my 22nd year, and I'm just getting started. And that's why I say I won't be outworked in this space. And that's a lesson that I learned from the greats, the Tom Brady's, the Michael Jordans, the Kobe Bryant's, the Wayne Gretzky's, and these guys. It's consistent hard work and dedication to your goal. And that goal should always be something that's far-reaching, far beyond what the average person goal is. Like I said, you know, if you have a goal to make it to the NBA, that's great. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But when you have a goal to eclipse and become one of the greatest, if not the greatest player to ever play the game, that's a lot harder, because, you know, you look and you say, okay, well, you know, this person got 4 rings. That means I got to get 5. I got to get 6. And winning 1 is hard. So let alone imagine winning 6. I mean, you look at Tom Brady, who came out as a 7th round pick. He was picked 199th. But yet they call him the GOAT now because he worked his ass off to become one of the greatest football players that ever played the game. And that's not even a discussion. It's not even an argument among people, is that this man worked. He didn't have the talent, or else he would have went in, you know, not 199, but maybe in the top 10. He didn't have that talent, but he had a undesirable, unquenching thirst to become the greatest that ever played the game and to win Super Bowls. And they have a lot of measurements that people go by. They can measure your IQ, they can measure your height, they can measure your speed, they can measure your weight. No one can measure determination. They can't measure hard work, how hard you are willing to work and sacrifice to get to your goals. There's no measurement for that. But yet, you know, people, they try to emulate that, thinking that that's what the key is going to be, and it's not. It's, you know, you have to be you against you. You have to compete you against your potential. And a lot of people are not willing to do that. You have to re-examine. You know, I re-examine myself, and I realize that it's so much more that I can do. It's so much harder I can work. It's so much more time I can dedicate to this. And people look at it. I remember telling my niece that she opened up a beauty salon. I said, hey, you need to do something that other people are not doing. Well, there's nothing you can do that's new within the hair salon business. Okay, if you think that, you'll always be average. Me personally, if I was in it, everybody's closed on Monday, I'd be open. Right there, plain and simple. You know what I mean? You'd get a lot more people and make a lot more money and be known as a lot better stylist if everybody's taking the day out. Where's that rule at? Who said you have to be closed on Monday? It's the trend. One person saw it, another person followed on, and just like sheep, they followed the crowd. And what I always say is that you create your own path. And, you know, if you believe you can't be anything greater than what you are, then you never will be. If you don't have a clear target to aim for, you can't hit something that you cannot see. So what I say is, yes, it's a very tragic thing, but the same thing I took from Kobe's death, I took from Kobe's life, and it is hard work, have a dream, and be relentless. Spend every day working towards your dream. You have to have a person by you that supports that. I mean, I work a lot. I do a lot all the time, but I have a person that supports that. When I was married before, I didn't have that. Tom Brady has a wife that supports that. Michael Jordan had a wife that supports that. Kobe had a wife that supports that. So it's a daunting task. It's really hard. It really takes a lot of focus, dedication, and sacrifice. And you just can't do it all alone. You have to have that strong person behind you, and they have to understand what it is that you're trying to achieve. And then it becomes, after that, it just becomes a matter of grinding and getting up every day and trying to be better at what you do. So as I close this out, once again, I say, send me an email. Let me send you some free stuff. And take from this podcast of remembering Kobe as being born with a special purpose, willing to keep that purpose and perspective invisible to you, and work hard towards it every day. That's what people need to take from that, not that this person won these championships or whatever. He worked very, very, very hard to get what he was, to get what he accomplished, and that's what we should all be doing. So until next time, this is your man, Sir-Earl, and I'm out. Peace.